a woman came to see my mom. She was like, I didn't understand what she was saying to my mom, but as she talking to her, all these flies were weird. These flies were coming out of her mouth.
Hello? Something just ran in front of us down the road. We're in the ditch. We rolled over. There's two of us. I don't know what the hell it was, but it was big. It looked like a great big dog. Standing up. Oh my God.
Hello? The U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real.
Just a globe of orange light that started just doing crazy moves.
You're looking through the window now and I don't see anything. I don't want to go outside. Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a is about 6'9", I don't know.
Do you see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he doing in your yard?
He's looking at me. He's a big, real big person.
They're extra-dimensional beings. They are not what they claim to be.
Welcome to the EERIE Paranormal Podcast. I am your host, Miguel. If you've had any encounters or strange events happen to you in your life, or if you know anyone who has experienced some sort of strange supernatural experiences happen to them, and you would like to get a hold of me, you can do that by emailing me at EERIEParanormalTalk@gmail.com. That's EERIEParanormalTalk@gmail.com. You can also go to Facebook and like the podcast page. That's another way to get in touch with me. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe and hit that post notification bell. That way you can get notifications when I release a new video. Thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed this chat. Now let's get into these terrifying and mind-bending experiences. Let's get into it. On this segment, we have Raquel, and she's going to talk to us about what it was like growing up in Colombia as a child, dealing with things like dark magic, cannibalistic natives, and even the drug cartels. So let's get into it. Okay, Raquel, go ahead and give us a little background on yourself.
Okay, my name is Raquel, and I was born in Colombia, South America, but I reside in Michigan, and I'm a retired cashier. I won't say where I work for, but right. But I'm retired, and I'm enjoying my grandson and my other granddaughter, and I have two sons of my own.
Nice.
And
How old
that
is
was
your grandson?
5 months old yesterday.
All right. How about your granddaughter?
Olivia just turned 12.
Okay.
The 6th of July.
Nice.
She's 12 years old.
Just enjoying life as grandma, huh?
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
enjoying retirement. No worries. No more stress.
Okay, walk us into your stories.
I was raised in a farm, kind of, I would call that not farm, it was like living in the jungle. My mom, very religion, very Christian, and they were she was hanging out with missionaries that they were trying to teach the people from that town about Christianity, because they believe in witchcraft. You know, they didn't have no beliefs. You know, they were more like black magic and stuff like that. So that's how we end up at that farm, at that little town, and it was kind of scary because they didn't want people coming there and interfere with their beliefs. They did not like my mom, and we were living in this right on the outskirts of that little town, in the jungle actually. And at nighttime we used to hear like the witches on top of the house. It's one of those, the roof of the house is like hay, just that's how they make the homes at that time. They used to go up there and you can hear them moving around there and laughing. So my mom used to sit up on the bed and start praying, and telling them to get out in the name of Jesus, to get out. And they would stop, they would leave. The houses at that time, they were like, there was no walls. It was like big pieces of wood, of thick, that would hold the house, that would hold the roof, whatever. And many times you would hear them walking around. We lived in hammocks. We slept in hammocks. One time they were pulling me from those pieces of, that's what would you call it? The stands that hold the house, the roof, and they were pulling me out to. So I screamed. I didn't know better. I was only 5 years old. I didn't really understood what was going on. And my mom, right away, they got up and, of course, they ran away. That's what we had to put up with. And then one time we moved out of there, out of the jungle part, and we got a little house, I guess, by that little town. And a woman came to see my mom. She was like, I didn't understand what she was saying to my mom, but as she talking to her, all these flies were weird. These flies were coming out of her mouth, and all these flies just were all around on the bottom of the floor of the house, and that was scary. There were, people that were uncivilized. They just believe in those kind of things. And because in those little towns, a lot of African descendants lived in that area. They used to call it San Juan. San Juan, it's like Saint John. San Juan de Urabá. That was the little town. That's where all the stuff was going on in that area. A man tried to kill one of the missionaries. He pulled out a gun to the woman and for them to get out. And my mom, she went right in front of him and she said, if you're gonna kill her, you gotta kill me first. And somehow this man just looked at my mom and he put his gun down. Like, my mom was very how can I say, she had a lot of faith in God. She had that. She didn't have no fear. And I think she must have scared the heck out of that guy, because it was God's hands, that put his hand down for him not to shoot her, So all these little things I remember. And a little bit after that, my mama started getting sick. And so I don't know if they did some kind of witchcraft on her, because she started getting sick and we had to get out. We left that town and we came to the bigger city, which was Cincelejo. So my dad lost all the, he had a lot of fruits and vegetables in the farm, and he used to sell in the little town. He would, mangoes, papaya, yabas, all kinds of fruits, and he would take it to the little town and sell them. This is how we survived, But no, then we moved. They had to leave because they think that's what happened with my mom, and she started having heart problems, and she died a couple years after that. And she died, so we don't know. they said that she had a stroke. So I was almost 7 years old when she died. So I really don't know that part, if whatever happened, if there was from that, from living down there, or she just got sick health-wise. But it is scary. Some places, I think that still goes on. It's just that you don't hear about it when there's away from all those little towns, farms, or jungles. People still believe in that, and witchcraft and witches and all that stuff. No, I won't want to have that experience again. Because, as young as I was, I still remember, how you remember things, and there's things that you block, but I always had that in my head. I always remember that stuff.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your mother.
Yeah, she was young. She was 52.
She definitely sounds like an amazing person that would sacrifice almost their own life to save someone else. Not too many people would do those kinds of things.
Oh, no, not at all.
When you were talking about the so-called witch people that were on top of your home and grabbing you and stuff like that, did you see them? Did you see what they look like?
No, you hear them. No, living in that kind of areas, is pitch black, and God, I don't even remember how the heck we lit up anything. It was like I don't know if it was candles that they use, or that part is so weird because that part I don't remember at nighttime.
Was there anybody else in the village area that would see or experience these things with these kinds of people?
I don't recall myself, because I was so young, but I heard my family talking about that. I heard my dad and my mom, this is how I remember some stuff, and then I remember what after my mom started getting sick, there were people from that village that would tell, my parents, like, to get out, like, we don't want you here. We don't want your religions, we don't want, I don't know whatever happened to that, the woman that was, the minister, I don't remember whatever happened with that person.
So the woman was kind of like the head person for this group of people?
No, she was no. The woman that the guy tried to kill, it was she was she was a missionary. Okay. She was trying to bring the word to them, trying to civilize these people. It's just like the natives, the Indians in Colombia. My mom used to go out there too, to the Indians, and she used to go with the missionaries and try to help them out, and there was a American missionary that went. She was there while my mom was in that area, and they were really good friends. They would go out there and talk to the Indian people and all that. And when my mom started getting sick, we moved out of that town, that little town, whatever you want to call it. The missionary was still, it was a man, and he was still out there, way out there by the natives, These people in that little town, they were like people that came from Africa. That's how they believe in all that stuff, But But the natives, which is the Indians, they were, they used to eat people, okay, which I think they still do. But the missionary that was friends of my mom, he disappeared, and they think that the natives ate him because they don't, the natives are Indians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they see this white person, they don't know who the hell they are. They're coming to do harm, and as I remember, I heard about it. They said that the missionary got eaten by the natives.
Was that a common
Yeah.
occurrence? Were people disappearing here and there?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I think it still goes on. It still goes on. The wild ones that never been they didn't get civilized.
Right.
So yeah, the guy disappeared, and that's what I heard, that they ate him.
That sounds
That's
terrifying.
weird, isn't it? Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Not only do you have to worry about these types of people that are practicing witchcraft and are witches,
Right.
and are basically harassing you and your family because they don't want you in their area because you're trying to spread the word of God. And then you also have the natives there that are still kind of stuck in the old ways.
Oh yeah, and the way that they don't know better.
Right. That's normal for them.
So exactly. It is scary. I saw in the church. It was here in the United States. It was in a Baptist church that they were showing the missionaries, going out there to the natives, not in Colombia, in different countries, okay, of South America. And they were showing how the natives, which is those kind of Indians, they would fight with other tribes, and some of the missionaries have gone into those tribes, and what they do, they make good friends with them. They pretend like they are listening to what they're saying and whatnot, and they would feed them. They would get them really. Oh my God, that was weird. This is reality. This really happened. What I saw, they were filming it somehow. I don't know how these people they were able to film. And they were fit this guy. I think it was a guy that they were, getting him real nice and fat, put it that way. And they will eat them up. They will eat them up.
They sacrificed them alive?
They sacrifice them. They kill them. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is the weirdest thing. I think I was 18 or 19 that we had that. They showed that in at the church. How the Baptist churches, they have a lot of missionaries. They go to different countries, and most of them, they go to the natives try to show them about God and whatnot, and teach them how to dress, because they walk around with nothing on. They teach the women how to wear shirts, how to cover themselves, trying to civilize them. And yeah, they took this missionary and they ate him. Oh my God, this is weird. Yeah,
That's something out of horror movies.
I know.
And
you don't hear about it, because
no, but to really sit here and think about that, and to think that this stuff probably still goes on, it's almost like maybe they should be left alone. Maybe they can't be modernized,
Exactly. Right, right. Some they have, um, some do. Depends on the tribes. I think they're different tribes that they're bad. You know,
Right.
they don't want to be. They don't want anybody there bothering them.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
they
it
probably
was.
shouldn't be bothered from the
I
sound of it.
know. It's scary
So,
because I could not believe that they had that that film about it. So mm-mm.
so going back to the woman who had flies all over her.
No, she was talking, and it was like they were coming out of her mouth,
That sounds
and
like some satanic stuff.
yeah, and my mom, she started like repenting her, like in the name
Rebuking.
of Jesus, rebuking her
Right.
in the name of Jesus, to get out, get out of my house, get out of our house, and after when she left, there was flies all on the around the edge on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
There were flies, and then they disappear after she left.
Yes, that definitely
So,
sounds like some exorcist kind of thing
oh
where.
yeah, no, they were threatening her. They were warning her. They were warning her. This, and a little bit after that, my mom got sick. I remember we had to take a avioneta, with those small planes. They only
Mm-hmm.
fit 4 people.
Right.
And my mom took me because she didn't want to leave me. I was the baby. I was her baby. So they make sure that I got in the in that little plane with her. And after that, I never went back. Never went back. And it's funny because about 20 something years ago, when I went to Colombia, I wanted to go there. I told my brother, I said, I want to go see. I want to go to San Juan, where we grew, up, where we grew up. And he's like, "Are you kidding? This is all full of the drug lords. The FARC. You heard about the FARC, right?
The Colombian drug lords,
Yeah, what
like
they call the
Esteban.
FARC. Yeah, and the ones that they kidnap people and they took their money and all that stuff. So that's my brother said, no, we can't go over there. That's all full of that's full of the FARC.
Narcos.
Narcos, exactly, the FARC, what they call FARC. They still around, the son of a bitches. They what was it, about 4 or 5 years ago? They all turned their weapons in and all that stuff because the president was going to give him homes. Uh, they were giving themselves up, and after they did all that, some of pops, they came back. A lot of them came back again. They started the whole crap again, kidnapping people, and
So now you have
Right.
something else to keep you away from there. You have
Oh,
black
yeah.
magic witches.
Black
You
you.
have cannibalistic, uncivilized people, and now you have narcos.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I
it's
know
probably
it.
best that you just Google the area and see how it looks like.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I was in Colombia, 12 years ago, I think. It all, if you're with the family, they know where to take you. You know what I mean? But if you go to a place that you don't know where the heck you're going and get into a place that you shouldn't be there, that's what's scary.
Right.
That's a lot of when I was in Cartagena, these idiots, a lot of tourists, the Americans, and they go out there, these guys, most of them were guys in there, drinking up the storm in a bar. They don't even speak Spanish. And I'm thinking, you idiots, man, you can kidnap, they can rob your ass and dump you on the road. You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
They say
uh,
don't steer away from any of the resort areas because
exactly.
that's what they're waiting for.
Right, right.
They don't
And
know whether or not your parents back home have money. They don't
right,
care, you know.
exactly. Yeah, I remember when we went the second time, a, there was like 4 people, I think. They were going to Colombia, and we start talking to them, and I said, you speak Spanish? No, oh no, we don't. I said, where are you exactly going? And they're like, we rented a condo in Cartagena, by the water with the tourists. I said, oh my God, just be careful. I told you guys better stay right in the tourist spots, because they'll try to rob you. You never know when oh yeah, we'll be fine. Like shit.
That's
Good
the
luck
way
to you.
every tourist horror movie starts.
Yeah. I said, good luck to you, I told him. But so who knows what happened to them?
Hopefully they got home safely.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's scary because we had to take a a big bus, one of those Greyhound, and from one we were coming back to I think it was Cartagena to take a plane back home.
Mm-hmm.
This was recently, and we get in this Greyhound. They call it Greyhound. It's one of looks like one, big bus. And it was my sister, myself, and my brother. And there were one driver and another guy that helps him, stands by the door or whatever. And my brother says to us, don't open your mouth. I said, you guys don't say anything. Because they were stopping in this little town, similar to what I'm telling you. The weird towns. And he just said to us, don't say nothing, because just when you speak, they know that you're not from here. You're not from Colombia, actually, because my accent is different than theirs. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you going to Mexico. ¿Me entiende? They'll catch your accent right away.
Oh, they'll automatically know that I am not from there.
Exactly. The first time we went on this beach, and my sister had a Jeep, and she goes, I want to take them to the beach, la la la. And we drove right into on the sand, parked the car, and there was like 5 people out there, not tourists, it was people from that area, you can tell, and there was in the middle, like when you look down the ocean, there was a restaurant down there. I'm like, wow, how the hell you get there? They said, oh, we'll take you there. My sister goes, come on, I want you guys to see it. So you get in this bark, these things that they make, and these guys, they have like a rope on each side, and they pull it, and they pull you to the restaurant. I mean, they're swimming, they're on the water swimming, and they're pulling you to the restaurant. We get there was not a single person in there. Well, 3 of the guys that were in there in pool, taking us across, there was an older man, and my brother was with us. My brother goes, there was some old weights in there, and he's doing some weightlifting or whatever. And we climb up, there was a second floor. So we go up to the floor, and I taking pictures because there was like trees, with all these white birds. It was really cool. We're taking pictures, and suddenly the old man was talking to my brother, and I would say maybe 10 minutes 15 minutes later, my brother come up, and he's like, let's go. My sister goes, we just got here. The one that lives there, okay? And he's like, let's go now. Let's get out of here. So they bring us back to the beach. And my brother is like, get in the car right now. Everybody get in the car. Real, not loud, very calm. Let's go now. So he is flying out of there. So we asked him after we got on the road, what the heck happened? My sister goes, I wanted to take him to the other side of the beach. He's like, hell no. The old man told him, you have two people. You have two. Those two here you have here, they don't belong here. That was my sister from Canada and myself. They don't belong here. You better get them out of here. He says, because you see this beautiful house right there, right off from the beach, right off the beach. He says, they're kidnapped right now. See the other house on that side? They kidnapped them. At that time, the first time I went to Colombia, that's when all the shit was going on. With the FARC. I told you, the drug lords and that. Oh my gosh. I told them, I was like, are you kidding me? I said, I don't want to die. No, I'd rather die in the United States. I don't want to die in Colombia. No, I don't want to die here. They're laughing. Says, yeah, he knew just by the way we looked and by the way we were dressed. They can tell that you don't belong. You don't live in that town, or you're not from Colombia. See that?
Yes, they
That is
definitely
weird.
know the tourists.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, get them out. It's like, and they were looking at us. The people that were on the beach, they were staring. They even asked one of my sisters, because there was 5 of us that we got together. It was just Gladys and I from out here, and the other ones were from Colombia. And one of those guys asked one of my sisters, whose jeep that jeep belongs to? And my sister said to him, I guess this is what she told me. She said, I just told them that it was a company, from a company. Like, we rented it. You know what I mean? So I said, nope. I'm not go to those places again like that. No way. So that's sad, because it's a beautiful country.
And there's a lot of places like that are absolutely gorgeous. They're very, very dangerous to go to.
Right. It's like Mexico. Mexico got beautiful places. I have seen, that on TV, that they show this nice, but you gotta be careful where you go.
Was there any other kinds of weird paranormal things that you've witnessed or experienced?
I was visiting a friend of mine, and I was we kind of came home late, so I stayed at her place, and I laid down on the couch in her like a TV room, family room, and I had my head toward the door, toward the bedroom door that is glass. And getting ready to sleep, and I felt this presence, like somebody was behind me watching me. And oh my gosh, I took that blanket, I put it on my face, and the door was closed. I just felt something like behind me, like behind my head, just like looking. That was scary.
Did you hear anything?
No, I didn't hear anything. I just felt like somebody was standing behind me
Did
watching.
it give you an unsettling feeling? Like,
Oh yeah, exactly. I felt that weird because I wasn't expecting, I was getting ready to go to sleep when I just felt that weird sensation like somebody was standing behind me. And I just covered my face up and I'm like, just start praying.
going back to when your mother would use the rebuking aspect of the like the Bible and stuff.
Right.
There is a lot of stuff that I hear where people experience all kinds of strange things, and those words always seem to help and work.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Because it's
almost
a devil. It's a devil. So in the Bible teaches you to rebuke. You rebuke it in the name of Jesus. You say, I rebuke you to leave us alone, in the name of Jesus. And they're afraid of that. They don't want to hear that. So they're going to leave. It's like when you do that in a church I used to go to. We used to go, the family, the Baptist church. They believe in praying for people that they have some kind of evil, you know, and they would. I remember everybody had to kneel down and start praying and they start praying for these people. They had problems, and they would throw I don't know, it's a holy water, and they just pray over them and pray over them, and suddenly you hear all this weird crap noises coming out of their mouth, and of all that, it would be like a relief that it will come out, and they used to tell us this. I remember they used to tell us just stay on your knees and you close your eyes and you just pray. Don't be nosing around like what's going on, because they said that sometimes those bad spirits, go in their other people's body. That I witnessed of where they prayed for people that had bad spirits, or what's that movie where they did the
exorcism.
exorcist? Yeah, that. They used to do that at that church, that Baptist church I used to go to, and they would do that with people they though they were crazy, they had bad spirits, and they would pray over them, and you could hear the whatever was in their body, the evil stuff. You see movies like that. It sounds so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So they used to do that at this church that my parents used to go to. And I remember that I would say I had to be 6 because I was almost 7 when my mom died. So it was around that, after we left that town, This was in a Baptist church.
Well, these were some very, very intensely frightening stories, even the cartel ones.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on and sharing your experiences with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Your mother sounds like she was an amazing woman.
Yeah, she was very strong. Very strong.
It sure sounds like it. It takes a lot of, I guess we could say, belief for her to put herself in front of somebody else to protect them with a gun.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
So it sounds like you had an awesome mom to grow up with.
Yeah, I didn't grow up with her though. It's too bad, that I was 6 and a half, I think, almost 7 when she passed.
Well, I'm pretty sure she's been with you this entire time.
I think so. They said, the parents, they pray for your children And after they're gone, they still protect you for all that praying that they do for our kids, that we do for our kids.
Absolutely.
God keeps that, So I think my mom and my dad, they were both very Christian, so. And my sisters, the ones that had passed on, and my sister that died, 6-7 years ago. We always constantly pray for the family. I always do that too at nighttime. I always pray for your family, pray for your kids. Because, if you don't do it, exactly, God will hear you. So.
Well, thank you again. And,
all right, sweetie.
Take care of yourself. I'd like to thank you for listening, and I hope you did enjoy this chat. Please like, share, and subscribe, and make sure to click that little bell so you can get notifications when I post a new video. If you've had any experiences with anything supernatural, strange, or unexplained, you can get a hold of me by emailing me at EERIEParanormalTalk@gmail.com. Again, that's EERIEParanormalTalk@gmail.com. You can also go to that Facebook page, hit like, and you can get a hold of me that way. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for more episodes to come.